In this series, we will be discussing specific examples of design techniques that make a positive difference for people living with certain human conditions.
The more a designer understands the client and/or the community, the more effective and respectful the design will be.
Welcome to Inclusive Designers Podcast. I'm your host, Janet Roach.
And I'm your moderator, Carolyn Robbins.
This episode is a little different than our other ones, but so interesting, and not just because it's short.
That's so true.
In our most recent episode, we had a wonderful multi-generational discussion on menopause and design. Joining me on this panel, Dr. Nathalie Bonafe, Dr. Erica Etland, and Lisa Scully, experts in the world of design and menopause. We explore the different stages of menopause, how it affects women in the workplace, and of course, design solutions.
We think it is a very timely topic and hope you'll take a listen to that episode, or maybe you have already. You'll find it on our website, as well as all the other places you get your podcasts.
Yes, please do.
During that episode, the topic of Menopause Cafes was brought up, and we decided we needed to continue this discussion and give it its own spotlight. I'm calling it our "But wait, there's more to the story" episode.
I love that. Two of our experts, Dr. Nathalie Bonafe and Lisa Scully, have great knowledge of menopause cafes. They have facilitated them both online and in person. We felt it was important to share just what these cafes can do and how to find one if you or someone you know needs help or support going through these life stages.
And with that, here is our intriguing and informative look at menopause cafes.
Hello and welcome to Inclusive Designers Podcast. I am your host, Janet Roach. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about menopause, and we've got a couple of experts on here who will be talking to us about the trials and tribulations that women go through with menopause. So I'm going to dive right on in. I'm going to ask them to go around the room and introduce themselves briefly. So we're going to go to Lisa Scully.
Thanks, Janet. I'm Lisa Scully. I am a licensed menopause expert champion with Menopause Experts Group based in the UK, but they're part of an international company. I'm an organisational development professional as well. So I work with different organisations with regards to taking the organisations through change processes, but particularly specialising in menopause in the workplace.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for having me.
And next up, we have Dr. Bonafe.
Hello, Janet. Thank you for having me here. Hello, everyone. I'm Nathalie Bonafe. So I am a women's health advocate, specialized in transitions. So you can call me a coach or a doula, a woman who serves at two transitions, at menopause and at end of life. That's me.
Great. So thank you for everybody for being here. It's such an important topic. You know, these menopause cafes can be a great resource that would have been so helpful to me.
So yes, the Menopause Cafe concept is also coming to us from the UK. So it started in 2017, that it started to be hosted in Scotland by Rachel Weiss. And basically when I had the idea of, having conversations about menopause about 4 years ago, I Googled it and I found that it already existed. So I connected with Rachel and I was able to bring it here. So the cafes are actually the concept of no agenda, safe/brave spaces for anyone who wants to talk about those topics. It's recognized as educational, supportive, but the menopause cafes are not medical per se. I often have a co-host or a guest who is a retired physician who comes, so we sometimes can discuss some of the medical options, but this is not a place where you find solutions. This is a space for community and sharing experiences confidentially. There's no recording. I don't sell anything that I do. We share experiences, we share resources as well, articles, etc.
Right.
And this is really, it's just really beautiful space.
Right.
And we laugh.
How can you gotta laugh about some of menopause, right?
We laugh, we joke, we cry together, and we listen to one another.
Well, that's just it, that you know that you're not alone, right? It's such an important and strong message, right?
Yeah, and people come from all over the world because I do them online. It started during COVID, and it really allows people to come from all over. South America, Europe, China.
That's terrific.
But some people do them, especially in the UK, they do them in person.
Right. That's great.
You know, people like Lisa or me, and there are more and more people throughout the world now, could be invited to some of the rooms.
Yeah.
You know, so Boston is not that far away, or anywhere, you know, we could be part of the conversation and give some feedback. So that I think we talk to so many women.
Yeah.
I cannot write all the stories. I've been hosting Menopause Cafes just virtually for 4 years now. I have like 400 women have come in. I don't record them because this is, I would say, as safe as it is possible for everybody to come in, but really, you know, brave space, and people share a lot.
Yeah.
They share a lot.
Right.
And just, we may not be able to put it on paper because it's confidential, but if you had a meeting, you wanted to say, hey, can you run it by us?
Yeah, that's it. We're all about creating space, aren't we? Because that's what it is. It's creating space for conversation in a safe and friendly environment. So actually, even if there was a question you wanted to ask, or just feedback generally, or we could facilitate that conversation for you, or connect you into those conversations, or connect you into people. Because a lot of these people come back over and over again, don't they? They grow in confidence, but they've had a lot of life experience, a lot of stories to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I get to work with a lot of women, and a lot of women with invisible diseases.
Yeah.
So these invisible disabilities that they've never named, but that prevent them from being active. So I help them, just find meaning or purpose. So these stories of any color, I mean, people who were mistreated, by the medical system,
Right.
treated for depression while they were menopausal,
Right.
so whatever you've all brought up, we could have constructive stories, or we could connect you with people who can help you more specifically, because that's what we do. We're facilitators, Lisa, right?
Yeah.
This is how we see ourselves. We fill the gaps.
It is about us speaking up as we are now. It is about us empowering others to speak up, because the voices get louder, don't they?
Right.
We want women to talk to one another and to exchange regardless of their situation, their education, their skin color, etc.
Right.
Originally based in the UK, but is now really global.
Yeah.
And I love being part of that group because we grow together, the awareness. So they can Google it and find it. And mine is the one here is called Menopause Cafe Connecticut.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you, and be well.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I wish I knew about these menopause cafes sooner myself. It's wonderful to know that there is a place to get information on what's going on, share experiences, and get some much needed support.
For so long, women have been raised not to talk about menstruation at any age. Rachel Weisz started the cafe concept in Scotland to get conversations going and break the stigma, and she is still leading the way. I understand they even have annual menopause festivals.
I believe it's now celebrating its 5th year. If you'd like to learn more about the festival or information on finding a virtual or physical cafe near you, check out the resources listings on our website for these episodes.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, if you want to learn more about menopause and design in the workplace, take a listen to our other episode.
For information on contacting Dr. Nathalie Bonafe, Lisa Scully, or Erica Etland, as well as links to what was talked about during both discussions, you'll find all that and more on our website at inclusivedesigners.com.
That's inclusivedesigners.com.
A big thank you to Lisa, Nathalie, and Erica, and again to all of you for listening.
Along with all the regular places you get your podcasts, such as Apple, Spotify, and Pandora, we are now on YouTube Music, which replaced Google Podcasts. You can also find us on our regular YouTube channel. What hasn't changed is our name, Inclusive Designers Podcast. And of course, if you like what you hear, feel free to go to our website and hit that Patreon button or the link to our GoFundMe page.
Yes, please do. And let us know if you have any questions or suggestions for topics we should be covering in upcoming shows. And as our motto says, stay well and stay well informed. As always, thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time.
Yes, thanks again.